So I hope you're all doing well today. I'm going to be discussing why The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is one of the best games I've ever played. I'd even venture to say it's the best single-player RPG game ever created.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
So let's talk about the first aspect of the game, which makes Witcher 3 so amazing. So in The Witcher 3, you play as Geralt of Rivia, a very skilled witcher. Essentially, you're a killing machine who takes on contracts to kill monsters. Geralt is a very fun character to play due to his personality and voice acting. And every character that you meet in this game is so unique. There are literally no two characters that are exactly alike. Unless, of course, you're talking about the identical twins, Rosa and Edna. And even they have different personalities. I can't say I've ever been bored while having a conversation with a new character in this game. All the characters you'll meet in this game are so unforgettable. It's amazing to constantly encounter colorful new characters throughout the game. The voice acting and screenwriting in this game is phenomenal. I cannot stress it enough. So the next aspect of the game that is awesome is the storyline and questing. So I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't played the game yet, but essentially it's a bloody goose hunt including you, Ciri, and the Wild Hunt. The main story has always kept me intrigued and wanting to progress to find out what happens next, which is what every great story should do. Honestly, I give the main story a 10 out of 10, and literally every side quest is so fun and interesting. In lots of games, there are countless tedious side quests that can sometimes feel like a chore. I can gladly say that this is not the case in The Witcher 3. The side quests in this game are so damn entertaining and fun. No two quests in this game are the same. They aren't all fetch this type quest or go kill this random bad guy. They all have some sort of interesting backstory, and as I've said before, the characters that are involved are super entertaining. Some quests can be comical, others very dramatic and sad. You get the idea. There's a wide variety. Either way, if you decide to play this game, I really encourage you to take your time playing those side quests and really immersing yourself in the storyline. Witcher contracts also fall under this category of storyline and questing. They're essentially side quests but are focused around boss fights. You'll typically be tasked with tracking down a strange, powerful monster to slay, which usually puts up a really good fight. Another quick mention that I can't stress enough is that each action in this game has consequences. There are 3 main endings to The Witcher 3 with about 36 variants of those endings. I personally love games where your actions are actually impactful to how the storyline plays out. The next thing that makes this game amazing is the massive immersive open world. There are various locations within the game that all have their own unique feel. There's the war-ravaged swamps of Velen, the winding streets of Novigrad, the cold rocky Skellige Isles, or the gorgeous vineyards and towns of Toussaint. The random NPCs in these various locations go about their day chatting with each other, working, drinking, or throwing a random insult or compliment at you as you pass by. This, combined with great looking graphics and a soundtrack, plus the lifelike swaying trees and grass, makes this world feel very alive and immersive. You can really get lost in this world. It's great when you're riding on horseback and have random encounters along the road with various monsters, people in need of help, or wildlife. You can even get ambushed by bandits. All these things combined make the world feel so alive. There are so many locations to explore. There are countless caves, towns, and abandoned villages to explore. This game is so addictive in that aspect. Exploring in this game is as fun as it is rewarding. You will typically find something of use in these undiscovered locations, whether it's a new sword or an unlearned recipe. If you decide to fully explore the game, it will take you roughly 200 hours to complete. The combat in this game is simply awesome. You carry around a steel weapon for non-magical beings like humans and bears, and a silver sword for magical beings like vampires, drowners, and ghouls. Each enemy type in this game has different weaknesses. The combat in this game is challenging, especially if you're playing on one of the harder difficulties. If not, if you're playing on just the normal or easy mode, you're not going to struggle too much. You'll be able to beat most monsters by using just your sword and spells. which are called signs. However, even on the normal mode, there are some monsters that are extremely difficult, which you will have to utilize things like your alchemy, bombs, and your crossbow alongside your signs and swords in order to defeat them. Before going to these fights, you're going to want to find out what the monster is weak to and plan accordingly. There are also some very gruesome but satisfying dismemberments which can occur after finishing an enemy off. Overall, I love the fighting in this game. There's nothing more satisfying than taking out a whole camp of bandits or slicing up some drowners. So to wrap this up, I'll quickly mention the famous Gwent card game, which is a strategic card game that can be played with the NPCs. You can bet money in yourself or even win rare cards and build up your Gwent card collection. So with all this being said, I hope you can see why I said The Witcher 3 is potentially the best single-player RPG ever created. This game has an amazing storyline filled with unique characters, an extremely immersive open world, smooth and fluid combat, and a wide variety of enemies to slay. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like, and let me know in the comments what you think of The Witcher 3 if you've played it already. And as always, have an amazing day.
Done drinking. Then fuck off.